Okay, so our racers are getting out on the track. For anybody that was just sat in the sort of prelude starting phase, um, you wouldn't have heard a lot, I don't believe. Um, so let's get this underway. Welcome to those of you watching the race on Twitch, Facebook, and also on YouTube. So, we are just running the qualifiers, see where the drivers finish. And we should be in for an exciting race after that. Okay, so to apologies to anybody that joined us and couldn't hear anything at the start. We were having a technical difficulty with the sound. We seem to have sorted that out now. So, we are on the Silverstone track, if anybody missed that at the beginning, and the guys are out on the track. So, we have Part Pooper Rex sat out there in pole position currently, who is a gnat's hair ahead of Big Blue. James Dudley sat in first, Bob in fourth, Bill is in fifth, Objects is in sixth, Science Dad in seventh, eighth we've got Craig, Greener's Army in ninth, and Kino has not put a lap out there yet, so we'll see how the qualifier progresses. We've currently got 5 minutes left. So I've been having a blast with the guys on a sort of pre-warm-up the night before they go racing, and it is a lot more difficult than it looks. I think I managed to put some lap times in around about 10 seconds slower than all of our races. They were all extremely tight round the track together, to be fair. Not easy. So we're currently on board with Sign's dad, and we will go, who's sat there in third. Let's go and get a look at Big Blue, who is now taking the fastest lap time at 1:38.772. So this is Big Blue in the white Ginetta with the orange and black stripes down the side. Park Pooper Rex is actually got some smashing times there, only a gnat's hair behind, as we said. These two are really fighting it out for that pole position. Let's get on board. So we are now on board with Big Blue, who sat there up in first in the qualifiers. And if we see, this is Park Pooper Rex just sat behind. Sign's dad doing well to be up there in third position, only 1.6 seconds off the Big Blue fastest lap. We've got the splits up. Let's get these speedos on the go. What are they doing? So 88. Ooh. And there's Sign's dad off the track. Get that map up so you can see the track and movement they're racing on up at the top right there. There we go, we're on the chase coming up. Sign's dad just letting them go past, open up a bit of track and try and get a lap time rocked in up. Only 0.8 seconds behind Park Pooper Rex there. Big Blue still sat in first with the fastest lap. James Dudley in fourth. Craig is sat there in fifth. Currently just under 2 minutes left to run. So Big Blue's in the pit. Sign's dad is off the track. What's happened here? We're currently on board with Bill. Taking that right-hander. So that's the qualifying over. Big Blues managed to hold on to the pole position. Part Pooper Rex sat in second at just 0.187 behind. Science Dad is in third. James Dudley sat in fourth. Craig is sat in fifth. On all of those guys, pretty much a second between them in the top five. It's worth noting that Dudley is upgraded to the Fanatec GT DD Pro this week, so this will be his first week out in the car with it, and we'll be interested to see how he performs. Kino sat there in sixth, Bob 7th, Bill in 8th, Objects in 9th, and Gruner's Army in 10th. So Big Blues pole position along with Part Pooper Rex. Going on to have a quick look at the tables. We have got bring up the Pro League. So Ollie Boys will be missing. Craig sat in second. Part Pooper Rex and Big Blue have both had a previous fastest lap with each other, and both sat there. Well, Big Blue just behind Part Pooper Rex in fourth position. So this winning this could really help Big Blue come back. Only 10 points between them in the championship. So we're on board with Bill, who is sat in second place, behind Big Blue, with Greener's Army in third position and Part Pooper Rex in fourth. Greener's Army, well done to be sat there in third. Let's get on board with Greener's Army. That's a tremendous result. So if we go on with Craig, because Craig is just a couple of hundredths of tenths of a second just behind Kino. And could easily overtake. It's going to be interesting, these two guys neck and neck. Look at them go. Both going for a little battle there. Let's get the chase camera on, watch these two. I mean, we can go back to Science Dad, to be honest, who's just behind Craig here. Everybody else is kind of well spread out. Big Blue up front in first, Bill in second, Parker Rex in third, Greener's Army in fourth, Objects in fifth, and then we've got Kino, Craig and Science Dad all within less than a second of each other. Bob and then James Dudley 1 minute and 18 seconds behind. Wow, he's just got a quick nose. The rest of the track look like they could be coming up to lap when Dudley will have to move over. So here we go, so we've got some action going here. Here we've got the three. Let's watch them all going into the left turn, and we've got a bit of a sharper right. Craig at Objects battling for 5th and 6th there, and along with Kino. Look at the three of them go. Science Dag just takes Object on that corner, and it's got the momentum. It's going to take it past Craig, and surely enough power there to go past Kino. Past Craig as well. Got the inside. It's got the inside turn. Oh, and they've traded paint through that little chicane. Fantastic little manoeuvre by Science Dad there. What a play. Come past all four of them. Greener's Army, oh, and off the track. Oh no, oh no. Unlucky to lose it there after such a great push through. So Greener's Army has dropped back, so we've got Objects, Craig and Kino again, all within 3 seconds, running tight of each other. And again, who could be the next one to go? Big Blue still up front with Bill, and then Part Pooper Rex. Bill and Part Pooper Rex are right on each other's tails at the moment. I'm just reluctant to go and look at those after the action that's going on here. So we are currently sat with Objects. Oh, and Objects has taken Craig on the corner. Craig seems to have a bit of momentum and is coming back to fight back for the position, and Craig's taking it back. As is Kino. Objects lost a lot of traction there. Right, let's move up and have a look at Bill. So we've got Bill and Part Pooper Rex going through that final chicane before the starting grid. Both tight on each other's tails. Bill has done well just to keep on the tail of Part Pooper Rex. Part Pooper Rex has got a 10-second gap to catch up on Big Blue, who's just out there cruising in front. Big Blue is coming up. I want to say getting closer to Dudley, but doesn't seem to be so much the case. So if we go back down to James Dudley, here we go. So Dudley is, yeah, we don't know what's going on there. Very, very disappointed by Dudley. 10 and 11, so those two bunched up again. Right, so we've got a bit of fight going on our hands here between the three again. So we've got Objects. Craig kind of just goes in front. Objects and Craig. Oh, Bill. Craig and Objects going. Best lap delta for Objects. Objects and Craig just there on the left. Going to try and punch up and sneak up on the inside again. Just didn't have the legs. Okay, so we are sat on board with Objects, who is currently in 5th position. Who's just taken the Stowe corner. Leading up to the club corner here. So we've got club corner going into Abbey Curve. And then Abbey Curve's quite an interesting turning point. Take it at speed, and then you've got straight following that. We've got Farm Straight. Farm Straight gives us a nice long power up before the long wood coach corner. So we've got Big Blue and Park Paper Rex as 1-2, 10 seconds between them. The action, or most likely action, would be between Objects and Craig. Bill sat there in third, is 15 seconds ahead of Craig, sat behind him. So, back on board here with our race leader, Big Blue. Interestingly, the fastest lap at the moment looks to have been put in by Dudley, 1:40.243. Maybe that's why Dudley's ended up off the track. Maybe he was gunning it too much and has just lost it. But he sits there bringing up the rear. We've got 9 races in. So here we go. Park Paper Rex coming through the chicane. And Cubs corner. We're coming up Maggots. Maggots, Big Blue will be going into Beckett's. Following through then after Beckett's, we'll be seeing Chapel Curve, and after Chapel Curve we've got the Hanger Straight. So big blues on the Hanger Straight, 10.8 seconds ahead of Park Pooper Rex. Heading down Hanger Straight, coming up into Stowe Corner, 130 miles an hour just hit down that straight, and we'll drop it to 90 miles an hour into that corner. We're leading up over 100 miles an hour again, heading towards Club Corner, and still pulling away, 10.8, 10.9, 11 seconds ahead of Park Pooper Rex. So we're going to head up into Abbey Curve, and then Farm Straight and Woodcote next. So here we go, Abbey Curve, and now we've got the Farm Straight, a little bit slower through there, but still 11 seconds ahead of Park Pooper Rex. And then we're going to go into Woodcote via the chicane here. That's us through, up past through the starting grid and back up to the start to Coates Corner. And for anybody that didn't know, that's the Silverstone Classic Circuit via the corner names. Hopefully you've learned as much as I have tonight. Okay, let's go on. How we're performing. Park Pooper Rex in the blue Janetta. Nice bit of driving around that corner, 92 miles an hour, right up to the edge. Looking fantastic. So Park Pooper Rex is heading up Maggots and into Beckett's. So here we go down into Beckett's with Bill on the tail. So Bill coming into Beckett's. Now they're both heading from Beckett's into Chapel Curve. Chapel Curve into Hanger Straight, and then Stowe Corner. So Park Pooper Rex and Bill quite tight on each other's heels, and then we're moving right down another 15 seconds behind them. We've got Craig sat in fourth. Craig and Object still quite close together, less than a second really between the pair of them. Kino then sat there in sixth position, 36 seconds, so he's a good 8 seconds off fifth place. Then we have Sign's dad after Greener's Army, James Dudley still bringing up the rear. So let's just watch our race leader, who comes past for another lap, lap 9. Now we're into lap 10. Race leader has completed 10 laps. Fantastic effort for Big Blue. What a ride. Nobody could even challenge during that. Love to see what went on. We'll have a look in the video afterwards and hopefully post some highlights of actually what went on there to cause such massive disparity between the top 3 and the rest of the field. I hope everybody enjoyed that. We will continue to follow the guys, and then we'll go into our race intermission. So next up we have the touring cars. So really interesting to see them around the track. A lot of guys out there are driving the BMW rear wheel drives, which unless their tyres are warm, seem to be a little bit slippery on this track. Again, had to go in the BMW last night and ended up losing the back end on some of those little tiny corners. So Abbey Curve and also Chapel Curve ended up losing the tail on it. So yeah, that was good. Okay. So our races this evening are in the online racing league, are sponsored by 8bitbeyond.com for all your retro gaming needs, and Automotive Cardiff. Okay, so here we go. Ready for the second race of the evening. Guys will be out in the touring cars in this. Same track, so obviously we'll be at Silverstone Classic for the whole evening. And the interesting thing is how these drivers perform when they're in different cars. They always seem to have a difference of performance. So yeah, it's exciting to watch. We'll be getting underway in just a minute, and hope you're all enjoying the evening. Okay, so we've got the guys out on the track now for their qualifier in the Renault Clios. We've got 4 minutes remaining. I drove one of these the other night, and even though front wheel drive, the back end of the car is so twitchy. There we go. You see car straight off the track there, lost it on the corner. Oh, exactly what I was doing the other night. Not as easy as it looks. So the guys are out there on this track, still flying away. We're just waiting for some lap times to come in, and then we can see where we're positioned. We have a full field out there of 10 drivers today. We're currently following with Big Blue, who was our winner of the last race. See how Big Blue gets on. Welcome everybody. Thank you to our sponsors over at 8-Bit Beyond and Automotive Cardiff for helping make this evening possible. Thank you to all our viewers for tuning in. We hope you have an eventful evening watching the guys around the track. So, we should start seeing some lap times come in any moment. Park Cooper Rex is sat up there just in front of Bill whilst they're out in the qualifiers. Let's get some speedos on the go and have a little look and see what these guys are performing with. Okay, so here we go. We've got the Silverstone Classic track map up there in the top right hand corner. We are sitting with Big Blue. So look at the way that car just slides on all 4 wheels around that corner. 116, 117 mile an hour down. Front wheel in, alternate lock. Okay, so we've got some times in. Craig is sat there in first position, 141. Just less than 200ths of a second is Big Blue sat in second place. James Dudley sat in third position. Fourth position, Kino. Objects is sat in 5th, Bill in 6th, Science Dad currently in 7th, Bob in 8th, and we're just waiting for Park Pooper Rex and Greener's Army to clock a lap time. "25 seconds remaining in the qualifier. 91 miles an hour. Big Blues, let's get on with Craig. So Craig is clocking the fastest lap at the moment. Get on board. This is Craig. Fastest qualifying lap so far. Big Blue less than 200 a second behind. Okay, so everybody's managed to post a lap. And that's the qualifying session over. So we'll be leading out into the track with Craig sat in 1st, Big Blue 2nd, 3rd position on the grid will be Kino, James Dudley in 4th, Park Pooper Rex in 5th, 6th position will be Object in the mirror, with Bill sitting in 7th, Bobby Dazzler 8th, Science Dad in 9th, and Greener Army sat at the back of the grid in 10th. Will be interesting to see how these guys manage to pull off during the start of the race. Big Blue has proven in the past to be able to start well. Craig and Kino have the ability to really do well on this sort of track. Okay, so here's our starting grid. We're watching our pole position starter, Craig, and let's get them off. Okay, lights are going. Okay, Dudley's just managed to go straight in 3rd. Parking the Rex moved up. Bill, Kino, Bob. Oh! Just got down in the back there. Objects. Some bumping and grinding at the back of the grid there. Let's get a very close at these guys. So we've got Kino, Parker the Rex, and Dudley all sat fighting for those positions 3, 4, and 5. We're currently sat on board with Kino. He manages to close the gap on Dudley. Parker the Rex sat there in 3rd. Speedos up. So everybody's just coming down into Stowe Hill. Ooh, who's that off the track there? Whoa. Science Dad, Greener Army, Bill. Sat on board the corner still. Dudley sat in 3rd. Sat in 3rd, hot on the tails of Big Blue. Looking to have a bit of momentum there to get past. Dudley's got the third position. Manages to push Kino back. Big Blue in second. Ooh. Craig in third. Sorry, first. Craig is our race leader, 146.6 opening lap time. Big Blue sat in second, with James Dudley in third. Kino sat in fourth. Part Pooper Rex in fifth. These guys are really well bunched up, only 1.6 seconds from the first to fifth position. I think we could see some hair-raising action as we go through this. Everybody bunching up into the corner. So that's our guys just going through Beckett's. Now they're on to Chapel, following up to Chapel Curve. We've got two little bunches there opening up, down the Hanger Straight, and then into Stowe Hill we will be going. These five guys have got a 6-second lead over sixth position. Okay, so we're going to go for rotating views. Sat on board with Dudley, who's just sat behind Big Blue, who was behind Craig. Less than 200ths of a second between them. Look at him go. Whoa. Into the chicane. Dudley kicks the back end out, with Kino hitting the rails and knocking the rails out. Onto the straight. We've got Big Blue in first, Craig sat in second, James Dudley in third. These guys go. Fourth position, Kino. Part Pooper Rex in fifth. So here comes our race leader, Big Blue, followed by Craig. Down Chapel Curve, into Hanger Straight, and then into Stoke Corner we go. Stoke Corner for our guys here. We've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, all 5 of them still sat within 2 seconds of each other. Dudley furthest back. Okay, that's the guys around the club coming up to Abbey Curve. They'll then be going into Farm Straight here. Big Blue still our race leader, followed by Craig. Part Pooper Rex. Kino in fourth. Oh, Dudley just takes Dudley in fourth. Kino in fifth. Slide in there around that chicane. 2.5 seconds from first to fifth. So we've got a real chase on by Craig to take first position from Big Blue. They have just come round, coaxing into Maggots. That's them round in Maggots. Heading up towards Beckett's corner. Yeah. A little bit of oversteer there. Into Chapel Curve. And then hitting Hanger Straight now, 107.10. Down Hanger Straight, 120 miles an hour. Seem to be topping up at 125 before they hit Stowe Corner. Okay, down a little bit of a straight now before Club Corner. So we've got Big Blue in first, Craig in second. Big Blue's just managed to open up to 0.07 of a second on Craig. James Dudley sat there in third position, with Part Pooper Rex in fourth, who is now overtaking Kino, who's in fifth. Then we've got Bill, Object, Greener's Army, Bob, and then Sign's Dad. But a real sort of close fight really between these front 5 racers. 2.8 seconds down to 5th. If we just got a 4th, 1.7 seconds, and the front 3, less than a second between the 3 of them. But Big Blue still managing to hold on. Ooh, Park Pooper Rex takes Jane Dudley at speed. So we're back on board with Craig, moving down towards Maggots and then into Beckett's corner. Okay, and into Stowe corner they go. Craig sat just shy of 400ths of a second behind Big Blue. Managed to close the gap, really closing the gap. 114 miles an hour against 100. Really had a chance of getting past then, less than 200ths of a second between the two of them. And Park Pooper Rex is right on their tail. Done well to come back and in with a shout. So Craig is looking to challenge Big Blue as we go down into the chicane here at Woodcote. So back out onto the straight, the guys head up to Coates Corner and then almost bumper to bumper, just over to 100th of a second between them. Gap opens as the brakes come on from Craig. Park Pooper Rex just behind him, just 700ths of a second, who's closed the gap and is closing in. We've got a real chance here that Park Pooper Rex may surprise us. Less than 100th of a second. Thought Craig had a chance to pass him, Big Blue then, and Big Blue managed to keep the tight line on the corner. But I think we've got over 5 minutes left. I've got a real feeling that Park Pooper Rex is going to have a real challenge and push to take that podium first position. So the 1, 2, 3 in the podium currently are Big Blue, Craig and Park Pooper Rex. Dudley is sat there roughly about a second and a half behind our 3rd place driver. But these front 3 just so hot on each other's tails. We'll sit with Park Pooper Rex on the camera at the moment because it's only going to take one little mistake to change the course of our rankings, and it is highly possible with the way that these guys are driving so tight. Here we go. Park Pooper Rex looks like it's challenging. Park Pooper Rex takes 2nd position, and he's going to go for Big Blue. Wide through that chicane onto past the starting grid. So we've got Big Blue, Park Pooper Rex and then Craig. Park Pooper Rex 116, 115. These 2 front runners doing really, really well. Dudley's taken 3rd, Craig is dropping 4th. These guys have managed to stay bunched up. Ooh, challenging Rex. Sliding around that corner, we're sat with Big Blue. Park Pooper Rex has gone on the inside. Let's see if we can get a view. There we go. There's James Dudley into 2nd. Big Blue drops into 3rd. Oh! And Dudley spins out. Manages to cut the track. That'll be Dudley with a penalty. Dudley's back in 4th. Big Blue is in 3rd. Craig in 2nd. Park Pooper Rex is aired up as our front runner now. The 4 still within 2 seconds of each other. Okay, so the guys coming up to Maggots. Sorry. guys have just gone chapel curve. And now our race leaders, the Ford at the front, are going into Woodcote. And then following up past the starting grid again, they'll be going into Coates Corner. Riding on board with James Dudley, who sat a second and a half behind our front three. The front three are that bunched up again. There could be one mistake that sets them apart. Big Blue managed to hold for most of the race, less than 3 minutes left to go. We're on lap 8. Lap 8 and our race leaders are coming up into Beckett. And there we go. So Park Pooper Rex is in first, followed by Craig. Craig is just taken. Big Blue's coming back. Look at these three go. Here we go. So all three of them coming up and approaching into Stoke Corner. Can we change? Big Blue's got the first position at the moment. Park Pooper Rex. Oh my golly, Big Blue. What a crash. Glad we managed to catch her. Big Blue has dropped into 4th. 5th. And back into 4th. What's going on there? Oh, look at the state. We feel for Big Blues. That's just cost Big Blue nearly 9 seconds. So we'll get back on with Dudley. We've got Dudley, Craig, Park Pooper Rex as our front three. That's really changed the race. Let's get down and have a look. Bob's in the pit lane. Bobby Dazzler. There's a minute left of the race. Big Blue. So Dudley sat there in 3rd place. Well, unless Dudley makes a mistake, he could actually see a podium position here tonight. Park Pooper Rex and Craig still fighting it out there up front. It's anybody's race at the moment. Anybody's race. These guys are grinding hard right to the end. Park Pooper Rex is trying to hold on to the lead here, and Craig really pressing. Craig's neck and neck, literally side by side. And the same with Dudley. Dudley, let's just follow. Look at him. Oh! And that's... Ooh. Dudley takes second after that contact with Craig. I think we'll be having a race inquiry on that one. We, luckily enough, were just on board with Dudley as the incident happened. It looked very much like Craig had steered over into Dudley, because Dudley was right on the edge of the track, trying to force Dudley off the track, and obviously Dudley managed to hold his line. We'll see what our stewards inquiry reveals, and obviously we will publish the results on our page and see if anybody ends up getting penalised because of it. So Park Pooper Rex managed to hold on to the first podium position with James Dudley currently in 2nd, Craig in 3rd, and Kino in 4th. Big Blue sits down there in 5th after leading for most of the race. Then we have Bill in 6th, Objects in 7th, Greener's Army finished his 8th position, Signs Dad in 9th, and Bobby Dazzler sat there in bringing up the rear of the field. Well done to all our guys, great race. Yeah, kind of. That was a mad battle for the lead. Um, Fantastic race by all the guys. Very, very well done. Okay, guys, we are just getting ready to do our qualifier for race 3. Um, let's see how it goes. Just before we start, a reminder our sponsors this evening are Automotive Cardiff and 8bitbeyond.com, and we just want to get a look at our tables. So, before the race started, Ollie Boy was up in first with Craig in second. Part Pooper Rex sat there in third. So, we've got Part Pooper Red. Rex has got a win in the Renault Clio, which will pull more points for there. Dudley, Big Blue, and Craig also finishing up there. It's going to be interesting to see how the tables play out with it. So we'll get back to our racing as the guys are now out on the track. Here we go. Okay guys, so we've still got 2 minutes left of qualifying. I'm not seeing any laps come through on the timings yet. We will keep you posted. Okay, lap time starting to appear. So far, Signs Dad sat in first, 1:33. Craig in second, Big Blue in third. Green is Army in fourth, and Bill in fifth. Those are the 5 lap times we have got so far. Oh, we've now got a couple more coming in. Bob is clocked in fourth. James Dudley has clocked a lap time, 1:35. Kino is in with a lap time. So let's see how these finish up. Okay, so qualifying complete. Craig sits in first, Big Blue in second, Signs Dad in third, and then we've got Bill in fourth, then Bob, Papa Rex, Greener's Army, Dudley sits in eighth, Kino in ninth, and Objects in 10th, having not put a qualifying lap in. Okay, so we've got our guys on the starter grid, and we're getting ready to get underway. Big Blue out there in first with Craig, so they got the 1-2 position again in this race. Our both teammates, and they're getting ready to go. No, you're right, Kino. That was not supposed to happen, but it did. Let's see if you can pull back any time. So we've got Big Blue in first, Craig in second, James Dudley in third, Objects in fourth, Partly with Rex in fifth, Bill in sixth, Bob in seventh. Times dad. Oh, but Craig's just taken the race lead. Let's have a look at these two. Dudley looks like he's challenging, and he has. Dudley's taking Big Blue. Ooh, and he just goes a little wide there on the track. Like he's got some legs though. Go in, yeah, Dudley's got it. Through that chicane. Flying through that chicane. Right on the tail of Craig. So the guys have just come around Cope's Corner into Maggots. We're going to be heading into Maggots any second. Dudley's taking the first position. Can he hold it? No. He can't. Into Beckett. Got a real fight there between the three of them. Interestingly, the teammates could form a pincer maneuver. One get in front of Dudley and just slow down and let the teammate pass. Give him the 1-2. So, Big Blue sat in first with Dudley in second and Craig in third. Periodically through the chicane. Nice and tight there through the chicane. Dudley on the tail of Big Blue as they head up into Cope's Corner. Following down through into the Maggots sweeping bend, which will lead us up to Beckett's. Extremely tight. Big Blue sat at the front defending. James Dudley is being quite aggressive. And it'd be interesting to see if Big Blue can hold on to that place. Obviously we've just seen the bonnet come into the screen then from Craig, who sat just behind Dudley, and he's got a bit of power there going in, but he's got the wider corner. Back a little bit now, so that challenge wasn't successful. Let's see how these guys play out. So Dudley's still there on the tail of Big Blue, with Craig following in the rear. stick with these two guys, especially knowing how tight they're driving. Change in the race at the moment. So Big Blue in our first position with 6 minutes left. James Dudley in second, Craig in third, Park People Rex in fourth, Objects in fifth, Bill in sixth, Hango in seventh, Bob in eighth, Bruner's Army in ninth. Oh, and it's just switched. Signed. Dad has just taken ninth with Bruner's Army in 10th. 1-2 remains. Big Blue and James Dudley. Sorry, things aren't very exciting at the moment, guys, but I don't really seem to have a lot going on. I'm just waiting to see if one of these guys makes a mistake. We've then got 2 seconds behind, we've got Craig. So Dudley's lost a little bit of ground. Let's see if we can pull any back through the chicane. He was 1.8 going into the chicane, down to 1.5. So the gap might help Dudley a bit. He's obviously clocking those fastest quicker than Big Blue. But however, he's obviously spending a lot of time stuck behind Big Blue at the front, which won the line of the challenge. Um, let's get on board now with Craig, because Craig could challenge here and take the second position. Ooh, Dudley just clips the post, and Craig is wide on the left onto the rumble zone. Ooh, hard to the Rex here coming for a challenge. Hard to the Rex is taking the third position. That was very surprising. Let's get back on board with Craig, because obviously my eyes were on him overtaking Dudley, but I think Hard Cooper Rex might stand a chance of taking Dudley for the second place here. Hard Cooper Rex has come from nowhere really to come and challenge for this. We had all eyes up in front on the front two runners, but Big Blues managed to open up a bit of a gap there against Dudley, with Hard Cooper Rex sat in third. Craig sat in fourth, who was just hot on the heels of Hard Cooper Rex. Then we've got Bill in fifth, who is at 12 seconds behind Craig. Then Kino, Science Dad, Bobby Dazzler, and Green's Army. Through the chicane they go. Again, this is where we notice that Dudley really sort of closes the gap on the hard in front of Big Blue. So we've got Hard Cooper Rex putting some real pressure on Dudley while Dudley slides around that corner. Hard Cooper Rex manages to keep the power down and is heading straight up. These guys are running really tight here at the moment. Up into Beckett's corner, and Hard Cooper Rex is taking the second position from Dudley. Down into Chapel Curve they go. 17 seconds left of the race. We're on lap 10. Big Blue is still out the cruising in front. With Hard Cooper Rex, Dudley has dropped back in fourth position now. He's lost his second place and is now nearly 4 seconds off our race lead after being so tight for so long. Oh, and Hard Cooper Rex goes wide and loses the second place to Craig. What's going to happen now? No, Hard Cooper Rex takes it again. Second position taken. Dudley is continuing to fall further back into the field, nearly 5 seconds now. We're going to keep an eye on Craig and Hard Cooper Rex, because these two are really having a little battle, whilst Big Blue is just off, continuing to break away. So Big Blue is off through the final chicane there, and crossing the line for the race completion. Craig manages to finish second in front of Hard Cooper Rex in third. Dudley manages to hold on to fourth, with Bill sitting in fifth, Kino in sixth, Science Dad in seventh, Bobby Dazzler in eighth, and Green's Army in ninth. Fantastic race, guys. After being caught in some traffic, it looks like Ollie will be coming to join us for the last race. Ollie, if you look at the tables here, Ollie is sat out there in first position, obviously across the disciplines, except obviously Craig has got more points in the Clio class. Ollie is a young driver who's come up through the ranks. He is teammates with Prosser. We've not seen Prosser for the last 2 weeks, I believe, and obviously he sat down there in 10th. When him and Ollie are on the track, they very much riding it out like Craig and Big Blue. That win will really help Big Blue there push further up the tables after being sat in fourth going into the evening. It's going to be interesting to see the transition of positions going through this. Dudley hasn't had a bad night overall. I think the racing evening has been good for the guys, and it'd be a real shake-up on the top of the table, to be fair. So, guys, we're just waiting to start into the final race of the evening. Ollie Boy is in, so that will be interesting to see how he gets on. We have the evening being sponsored by Automotive Cardiff and 8bitbeyond.com for all your gaming needs. Um, it's going to be an interesting race. So we've got a final race that is no qualifier because grid is the grid is random, so be interesting to see where everybody starts. Okay, and that's us. So we've got Bobby Dazzler and Bill make the 1-2. Green is Army in third. Signs Dad in fourth. Objects is in fifth. Craig is in sixth. Big Blue is in seventh. Kino is in eighth. Ollie is in ninth. James Dudley is in 10th. And Park Pooper Rex is in 11th. That's our starting grid for the final race. Okay, and we're off, and Craig has managed to creep up into first position. Bill in second, Kino third. Green is Army is holding fourth. Bob in fifth. Signs Dad in sixth. Fighting there along with Bob, and Ollie is there and moved up to sixth already from ninth. James Dudley is sat at the back. Just coasting along behind Bobby Dazzler, Green is Army. Park Pooper Rex is in eighth. And these guys are fighting away. Ooh, one of the Monster Energy Renos off the track. So let's follow with Ollie in the yellow BMW. He's a real quick racer and is normally right up there at the front. He's being chased down by Big Blue. Here we go. Sat with Ollie. Craig is sat up in first with Big Blue in second. Third, Bill is in second now. These guys are at the front, all in the BMWs pretty much. There goes Ollie down into fourth. Oh, look at that for some action. And bang goes Ollie. Off he goes. Ollie down into seventh. So, let's go and watch the front runners. So we've got Craig in first. Then we've got Big Blue in second. Party Pooper Rex in third. And then we've got a tight pack of objects. Bob. Bill. James Dudley is in seventh. Look at the state of the front of that. He's he's there's no words for it. Look at the state of his car. Greener's Army sat there in eighth. Kino. Oh my God. Kino has gone off the track. Oh, that's the two teammates, Kino and Dudley, both off the track. Driving damaged BMWs. So Ollie seems to have held up through his issue. Sign's dad is in the service centre at the pit stop and has just had some repair work completed and is rejoining the track. So let's get back around to first with Craig, followed by Big Blue, followed by Objects, followed by Bob. James Dudley sat in the sixth position. Oh, there goes Kino into the pit lane. That BMW is looking extremely sorry for itself. Oh, it looks like, is he calling it? I think so. They're not attempting to do anything. Craig, Big Blue, Park Pooper Rex are our front three runners. Dudley still holding on there in six. Objects is off the track. Looks like our stewards will have some major work to be doing tonight. So the front three sitting 5.5 seconds ahead of the fourth position. We have Dudley and Bob fighting it out over fourth and fifth, with Objects coming up in sixth. So the 4, 5, 6 challenge will be quite an interesting place for us to settle for a minute. Dudley moved up into fifth and goes wide. Bob holding on to fourth in the Monster Energy McGann. Fastest lap, Big Blue, 1:31.568. Craig still clocking 1:32. Big Blue 1-2. Looks like Part Pooper Rex is going to challenge for the second position. Let's get back on Part Pooper Rex, see how we're looking. Craig still leading at the front, with Big Blue in second, Part Pooper Rex in third, and then a big gap down to Bob and James Dudley, bringing up the 4 and 5 position. Here we're on board with Dudley. So now we've alternated, Dudley in fourth with Bob in fifth. Bob's still fighting away. So Big Blue in first, Part Pooper Rex in second, Craig in third, and James Dudley in fourth. Bob in fifth, Objects in sixth, Ollie in seventh, Greener's Army in eighth, Bill in ninth, Kino in 10th, and Science Dad in 11th. So here we are with the front three, Big Blue followed by Part Pooper Rex, and then Craig bringing up the third position. A minute and a half left to go in the race. So, last 6 seconds. Big Blue in first, Part Pooper Rex in second, Craig in third. Nothing really changing up at the front. We will go back now into have a quick look at fourth because Bob has taken James Dudley again. Surprising James Dudley's managed to hold on that long, to be honest, because look at the state on that car. Similar, let's go and have a look at Signs Dad. Kino. Kino's obviously been in because he didn't have a bumper a few laps ago. Some real press in there. Nicely across for the front three. It's been a great evening for Big Blue, Part Pooper Rex, and for Craig. As I said earlier, it's going to be really interesting to see how the tables stand afterwards. Um, Guys, that's the last race of the evening. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed. We look forward to seeing you next week, same time, Wednesday at 8 p.m. Thank you very much for joining us.